Hey Simlies, and welcome to part 2 of building my dream home, which is the fun part. We're up to the furnishing, and I am a bad person, you guys. I lost the footage of the start of the furnishing, which was the kitchen. I'm really sorry, and I apologize profusely. I don't actually know what that means, but I do. And we will see it throughout the build, or this part of the build, that we'll come back to it and we'll look at it. And of course there'll be screenshots at the end, but basically it's a sunken kitchen and we do change the timber tops to a marble. So don't worry, we will go back there, but I can't find the footage anywhere. It is a mystery. But anyway, here we are making the lounge chairs a different color. And originally I was going to have polished concrete floors, but I'm actually changing it to a nice floorboard, kind of a chocolatey brown floorboard. It's a little bit more rustic, it goes with the outside a little better, and it's a lot more warmer. I love the contrast between the darkness of the floorboards with the white, the very white limestone walls. And overlapping some tables there with the move objects on sheet, and of course putting a plant in there because I really want a heap of greenery in my dream home. I love greenery, I love lots of indoor plants, so that's totally what I want to do. Surprisingly though, I have killed pretty much every indoor plant I have actually tried to have in my bedroom. I went through a stage where I bought orchids, indoor orchids, and they died. I also had another fern plant that died, and I'm pretty sure the fern or the money tree in my bathroom has died, which is probably really bad fortune. But anyway, in my dream house by then, I'm sure I'll be fantastic at looking after indoor plants, or let's just hope so. Anyway, I also mentioned in the last video that I actually did the interior of this house once and didn't like it and then redid it. I didn't do the entire interior, it was just half of it. Kind of the kitchen and lounge room and dining room, I think. And I was like, you know what? No, I don't like it. I'm starting again. So this is the new furnishing, because I'm not going to show you the other furnishing because it was woeful. It was just a hot mess and you just don't need to see it. It's just orkies. So we're not going to do that. Now, but this is a new furnishing and I do like how this turns out. There's a lot of experimenting right now. That orange wall there does actually go, and the windows on the wall go as well, because the mirrors in front of the windows were a little bit too much, I thought. So it does get toned down a lot. So you'll see a lot of colors at the moment, but it does become more neutral. And these chains, that chain that's hanging there, it came with the new Now and Then venue set from the Sims 3 store. And it's a chandelier chain, which I am so thankful and excited for, because when I did the Verity speed build, I'm not sure if you guys will remember this, but in that speed build, I had a really low hanging chandelier. And a few people were like, why would you have a chandelier hanging so close to the table in midair? And I was like, oh, you just have to imagine that there's a chain connected to it and it's hanging really low. And I was stoked when they actually came out with chains for chandeliers. So of course, naturally being Deli, I went to town with that. I kind of have put the chandeliers at different heights, and split leveling has enabled me to do that. And the chandeliers kind of sit at different lengths on each chain. So one of them you can see is hanging kind of midway down the chain, another one's at the top of the chain, and another one's at the bottom of the chain. So I kind of love that, because there is these high ceilings in this build. I love that we're kind of playing with the idea of lighting kind of cascading down at different lengths from that beautiful high ceiling. So I love that. I would love to have that in my dream house one day. I think that would be really cool. And of course, the tapestry is going to be used in this because, as you guys know, or some of you know, it is my favorite painting from The Sims 3. I love the good old tapestry from The Sims 3 Supernatural. And I also love this green painting as well. And the one on the right there with the car, the blue car in it, that is from Roaring Heights. And that the image in that is actually interchangeable. I think it came with 4 images you can use, and they are so awesome. They're fantastic paintings. I just feel like there's not enough paintings in The Sims 3. I always want more and more paintings. So, you know what the hard thing about The Sims 4 is going to be? We're going to start with the base game and then we're going to have to wait for all the content to come out bit by bit. And it's going to be like, I wish I had that painting from The Sims 3. But then again, The Sims 4 is going to be awesome. So I'm pretty sure we will be happy with what is there to begin with. And I'm putting in a table here behind the lounge chairs. Those lounge chairs are all from the store, and this table is from the Sims 3 store. Also, I kind of put a stone top on it. Just a nice neutral color. I actually really like that table. I would like that table right now, in fact, in real life. So yeah, putting a fruit bowl on there because, you know, it's good to have fresh fruit around the house. And I got those kind of vasey things on the ground from the store as well. And I like them. I think they look quite nice on the floor next to the fireplace. I think sometimes people only put things kind of on tables or on shelves, but things on the floor can actually look really nice, especially around fireplaces and things like that, in my opinion anyway. And we're about to do the dining room as well. You can see a few items from the bakery store set. So we've got the nice baguettes there and a good old knife block too. I'm putting some paintings up also. I really wanted to have windows to begin with, looking from the sunken kitchen into the lounge room. I thought that would be nice to kind of see the person cooking while you might be lounging on the couch. But then in the end, we closed it off because it just wasn't necessary. It just didn't look that good, to be honest. TBH. But anyway, putting in a nice plant at the front door here. I actually changed it to a very... Wow, that vase would have been intense at the front door. That like ginormous statue vase. Anyway, I do change this to a dark black color because I felt like the decoration on it was a bit too islandy for this house. So that's why I've done that, kind of blacked out that detailing. And a nice rug there, just in a nice kind of neutral color I think I go for in the end. And that pink painting does go because it doesn't go with the rest of the colors in the room because the colors are just all over the shop at the moment, but we do kind of refine it in a little while. And I do love those wall lights. I've forgotten what expansion pack they're from, but they're very handy to put above paintings. And I love that painting. That's kind of that abstract expressionist one on the left there. Very, very nice indeed. But yeah, I'd probably like to have some paintings in real life that I really love abstract expressionism. I really love fashion illustration. I'd have a lot of framed fashion illustration ideally. And I also have a favorite artist called Francois Nieli. She is French, so I know I probably have pronounced her name terribly, but is she French? Oh, I think she might be. And she makes these incredible kind of big paintings, big portraits made from paint that's like fluorescent colors, so like really fluorescent yellow and these bright pinks, and they actually glow under a white light or a UV light, which is pretty incredible. She mixes her paints from UV powders, like UV sensitive powders, and so cool. You should totally Google her, Francois Nieli. Her paintings are epic. So I would definitely, the dream house would definitely have one of those fishes on my nizzle. And here we are putting in a dining room carpet. This is just kind of it's a simple dining room. It's got some really nice warm colors in it, that warm kind of orangey ochre carpet I thought was quite nice. And I guess this house, because of those chandeliers, I feel like it does have a bit of a Spanish feel to it. I don't know, I could be wrong, but that's what I feel like it has a sense of. I mean, it's a whole blend of different aesthetics, you know. There's some Asian influence in this, there's some, I think, Spanish influence in this, and then there's just some, you know, contemporary design. I don't know, I like mixing a whole heap of different things. That's obviously my style, and it's not everyone's style, of course. A lot of you guys might be cringing and pointing at the screen going, oh, how could you do that? But, you know, that's just me. Everyone's different. In the last video, I did ask you guys what your dream house would look like. And I've only read the first few responses because I'm uploading this not long after it has been posted. And It's so interesting to hear what your dream house would be like. I love reading them. I really do. So comment down below what your dream house would look like, the interior. Do you want cartel ghost chairs? Do you want, I don't know. Let me know. I love reading them. It's so cool that the beautiful thing about YouTube, the beautiful thing, it is beautiful, is that, you know, all of us are from all around the world, but we have this one thing in common, which is we love The Sims, or we love interior design, or we love building in computer games, which is really cool. And everyone brings such different things to the table because you would have grown up with things that I have not grown up with, things that maybe I don't know about. So it's really cool to get the feedback on what different people like. So that's the fun thing about YouTube and The Sims on YouTube. Using these paintings again, I know I've used them in the front entrance room, but I really liked them and I couldn't really find any other painting that I really wanted there. These shelves are kind of layered to make them more broken up shelving units because I thought that would look nicer. And of course we're doing the main bathroom here. Another thing I think I mentioned in the last part was, because of course this is part 2 of the build, you can see the original build in part 1, which will be in the description down below. But what I was saying was that this house is kind of a reflection of my dream home at this point in time in my life. So I haven't gone ahead and included children's bedrooms and whatnot because, to be honest, it just freaks me out thinking about that. I'm too young for that at this point. So this is like my dream house at the current moment. My family home, I'll tell you a little bit about the dream life in the future. I'm having 3 boys. 3 boys, because my entire family is girls. My poor grandpa is so sad he never had a grandson. But you know what? He's got plenty of beautiful women around him, so he's a lucky fellow. But that's why I want boys. I love boys. I get along with boys really well. So I would love to have 3 boys, and I'm going to have 2 huskies, because I just think huskies are beautiful creatures, but I need to start off with little dogs to begin with. So we're going to have little doggies in this build. So that's pretty much the dream. And yeah, this outdoor area, I'm using the chains again, but I've kind of overlapped hanging lights or ceiling lights from the outdoor living set to kind of make it look like they're hanging there. And I thought it was a lovely effect with the hanging chairs from the what's it called? That set. I'm thinking of the word urban, but I know it's not. Bohemian garden set those hanging chairs are from. I thought having those kind of hanging chains and the candles on those hanging chains was a really kind of nice theme of things hanging from those beams on top of that outdoor area. So that's a little bit of fun. I also love having the exposed logs there as well. We're putting in a chalkboard from the baking set from the Sims 3 store. And I don't know where that pot is from, or that kind of thing that we're recoloring there. I don't know. Could it be? It kind of looks supernatural-ish, maybe. I could be definitely wrong though. And yeah, putting a few candles here. And I actually decided that I wanted this to be an outdoor TV area, which, you know, you'd probably ideally have a projector there. But, you know, I thought it would be really cool to be able to sit outside in fresh air while watching a movie. I would love to do that. I often watch YouTube. There's kind of a few places where I like to watch YouTube videos. I watch them while I'm in the shower, which I don't know if that's weird, but I do. And I also watch YouTube videos outside on the deck when I'm eating breakfast because I like watching things in fresh air. Some of you guys will be like, oh gosh, there's nothing better than being indoors where it's warm and cozy and watching a movie, but I wouldn't mind to be outdoors. Also changing this fountain to kind of a wooded texture there so it blends in with the wall, so it looks like it's built from the wall, not just an object kind of randomly sitting there. And also changing the chair from yellow to blue because the yellow was just like way too much going on. I am having a yellow obsession at the moment. I just bought a yellow cushion for my bed actually, which is very exciting, but I love the color yellow. I was saying in the last part that I have a thing for gold things. I love gold. I love like mirrored gold things like this side table we're looking at right now, that mirrored one. I would love that to be in gold. I don't know. I just like it. I do attempt to make a lot of things gold in this house, which we'll see soon, but it kind of doesn't really work in The Sims 3. I don't know. It's just hard. It doesn't look quite right. There's that tapestry again. We're recoloring it. And of course, we are putting some glass things on the fireplace just then. But now we're on to the main bedroom. Those are glass doors going into the main bedroom, but that actually works okay because it looks onto kind of a privacy wall. Oh, here we are. This is where we start trying to recolor things gold, and it kind of fails. It kind of works. But that's to show that I would love to have lots of gold things in my future house. We also recolored the wall there. It's brown. The carpet is nice neutral colors as well. So that lounge room's definitely been changed up a lot. And yeah, I love this chair. I don't even know where that chair came from, but I love it. It could be from Monte Vista or maybe World Adventure. I don't know. I'm not going to guess because I know I'm going to get it wrong and someone's going to comment and be like, you got it wrong. It's actually from this expansion pack. So I'll shush. Also, this painting I love. It's from the store. It's got roses on it and lots of color. I love color. Color is a beautiful thing and it's very feminine. I also kind of like those candles there. I think this is kind of the type of thing that makes me think it looks, or these kind of elements right here make me think of a more Spanish themed house. So yeah, I also kind of combined this mirrored desk with two of the mirrored matching side tables. I think that gave a nice effect, having just different heights on either side. So I like that. It's kind of like a table where you could put your car keys, where you'd put those random perfumes before you run out. Run out the door. That would be quite nice. I much prefer the lounge room when it's more neutral colors. That is a breath of fresh air. And originally, in the original, or the first time I did the interior, I actually made that brown wall in the lounge room have all this greenery on it because, oh, it would be amazing to have like a whole wall of greenery in a house. That would be so cool. But it didn't really work. Like, it didn't look right in this build, so I did get rid of it. And this is the bedroom. I love how it's a split level bedroom. I love how there's that wall for privacy. And I can still have glass doors, which is pretty fun. This is my favorite bed. It is from the base game, and I would love to have a bed like this in real life. Just a timber, really plain, simple, modern bed. And a blue Duna cover we go for in this. There's a bit of a blue theme in this bedroom, actually. And I did try out some side tables, but in my dream house, I actually want to have some shelves, or I know I'm using shelves here, but I actually would love to have the kind of bedside tables lower with the bed rather than higher, and I don't know, I just think it looks more streamlined. I don't know if this will actually work for your Sims in the game. You might actually have to move those shelves and replace them with side tables if you're going to download it. And of course, I know this is not going to be user-friendly in The Sims 3 having the Generations cushions on the bed, but I could not help myself. This is my dream home, so I was like, oh, I'm gonna put the cushions on the bed. One of the things I hope there will be in The Sims 4 is that you can put cushions on couches and beds. I would be very surprised if they actually do that. That would be awesome though. It would be really cool. And oh my gosh, I am struggling so much here with the different patterns. The problem with these cushions is I love cushions. I feel like I'm very good at picking cushions out. I just like it. But because these generation cushions, when you try and change the pattern on one, it actually alters like 3 of the other cushions. I was just struggling because I just wanted to edit them individually. But in the end, we do get to something that does not look hideous like it's looking right now. So we do get there in the end, if you will be patient. And and yeah, I like the stone wall as well for a bit of contrast in this bedroom too. It's kind of fresh, a nice feature wall there, which is good. I like lots of different textures. I like wood, I like natural stone. I guess organic looking things I'm really attracted to, fused with more high glamour things such as mirrored side tables, and transparent furniture is one of my favorite things ever. I do love a good acrylic chair now and then. And yeah, we're almost getting there with the pillows, almost there. And I just end up putting a simple mirror behind the bed. I just thought that was nice and clean, not cluttered. And my favorite candelabra is there as well on the side table. So that's nice. And we're about to put an indoor plant here, kind of making the most of having the split leveling. That's how I was able to put cushions on the bed through split leveling, and putting in a couple of other vasey type things there to kind of make it look pretty and to tie in those orange colors, which in the end I think has changed to yellow, because I'm going through a yellow time in my life right now. Oh gosh, those cushions just look just terrible. It's actually painful to watch this over, to be honest. And here we are finally getting to the final patterns that are going to be on the cushions, and thank goodness that actually came together in the end. Sometimes watching videos back, you want to change things as well, and or you come up with different ideas while you're watching it back. You're like, I wish I could just jump into the game right now and change it. There's a bit of a light arrangement here in the corner, which I thought was kind of fun. And I love how the bedroom looks over onto those lavender bushes and that beautiful lakey, pondy area as well. So that's pretty cool. And putting in a nice kind of, I don't know what that is, but I've moved it. So I actually ended up putting in a nice chair there. And some more vintage looking shelves. And of course, we had to have an amazing walk-in wardrobe, because I love clothes. I do. I love fashion. So my dream house, of course, is going to have a killer wardrobe. I didn't want to go like too over the top, but it's definitely nice. It's got that kind of central table-y area where perfumes and jewelry would be stored, and then you'd have your little underwear drawers to keep them hidden away, and lots of makeup on there also. Because you know what, that is the dream. That is the dream right there. Beautiful big glass doors as well, and we're going to put in some of the clothing racks from Into the Future expansion pack in a second to make those wardrobes, or to finish them off. I get comments on every video asking where those clothing racks are from. You can get them from the Into the Future expansion pack, or there was also clothing racks that came with the Sims 3 Ambitions with the Stylist Courier. So we will be seeing those soon. And I really wanted to put a Persian rug in here, but the Sims 3 doesn't really have Persian rugs, really. So I ended up going kind of with one that matches the bedspread. And there's lots of clothes being put in there, and of course we needed some shoes. I've never been a shoe girl until recently, and you know, it is a problem, or it is a thing that I really didn't need to catch. I was always just a handbag type of girl, but now I love shoes because I followed Manolo shoes on Instagram, and I don't know, something in my mind clicked, and I'm like, I love shoes. So I went out and bought a pair of ASOS powder pink heels, which I tweeted, which I'm really excited to get in the mail. So hopefully they fit. Hopefully. So that's exciting. And also, I was kind of going to go for a wood feature wall as well in here, but I thought it was just a little bit too much. So we end up picking like a lovely blue color on the wall there. It's a light blue, kind of like a sky blue. So I thought that was nice to finish off the bedroom and to make it, I feel like bedroom should be really a relaxed area. So something that's soft where you can go to sleep. So there's not like tons of crazy stuff in there. Personally, that's just me though. And this bathroom, I really love how this turned out. Again, there's a glass door there, and apparently I am listening to U2 in this build. So there you go. I really like how you can actually see through from the shower to the bathtub through that window. And because it does have a glass door, I've also put another wall there, so there's that privacy, but there's still the light that floods in from having a glass door. So it is quite a sexy bathroom with the shower there and then the bathtub. But I think that's pretty cool, pretty organic looking, so that's a good thing. And also putting in some wood detailing in on the main bathroom too, because I felt like it needed a bit of a feature wall. Of course, lots of pot plants around the bathtub, and I've used that chair again. I really love that chair. and just changing the color of it so you can, I guess, put towels on the chair potentially. And moving on to the studio, which is the last part of this build, or the last room that we decorate. I am a graphic designer, so I would love to have a lovely big fresh light studio, which is quite different to the interior of the house. But I think a workspace should be quite different to my home space because you're in a different mindset. So it's very white. It's got those mirrored desks, which I'm obsessed with. I can't get enough of them at the moment. And some books from The Sims 3 Generations there. And of course, I just went with the diesel plain chairs. I put one of the chairs on an angle there to make it look a little bit more lived in. And those paintings are from The Sims 3 Supernatural. And when they're kind of put into fun, funky colors, they look, I think, pretty snazzy. So yeah, very light. Of course, we needed some beautiful bookshelves because I love design books and art books. I have fashion illustration books. I have photography books, Marilyn Monroe books, Audrey Hepburn books. I love a good coffee table book. And of course, now we are putting in some friendly doggy beds once we've done the beautiful lap pool where I can do some laps. Because I'd love a lap pool. That would be awesome. I don't need a big pool because I prefer to kind of swim in the ocean. I don't know, my sister prefers to swim in pools, but I prefer the ocean personally. So a lap pool is good enough for me. If I want to go for a big swim, I'll go to the beach. And putting in a veggie patch lastly, because wouldn't it be fantastic to be able to grow all the food that you cook with? I think that would be a very healthy lifestyle, and I would love that. I can't garden, but I would get a gardener. Maybe, or learn myself so I can be a strong, independent woman who don't need no gardener. But also putting in some glass kind of lighting in the trees there, hanging down, and a hanging tree from a hanging chair from the tree. The tree is not hanging. And yeah, putting in some lighting here to finish off the house also. Lots of lighting in the bushes there, and we're about to hang some fairy lights too in one of the trees, which is from the Bohemian Garden set, and I thought that would be really quite pretty from the big tree in the front of the house. But anyway, we are coming up to the screenshots in a second, and of course there are lots of lavender bushes because I love lavender. And those trees are from Into the Future in the front yard there as well. So here are the screenshots. We've got the exterior there. It's a very homely looking house, I think, but it's also very contemporary. I love those kind of beams that come across and the pond. And there's the bright bin, because of course it needed a bright bin. The lounge area with those hanging chandeliers. It's just kind of snazzy, I thought. There's lots of different kind of heights there, which adds a bit of realism to the house, I think. And here's the sunken kitchen with the marble bench tops, which is quite nice. And the dining room with an attempted gold plant there, but it doesn't really look that gold. And the main bathroom. Here's my bedroom. Loving the bedroom. It's very fresh looking, very feminine, and this would be such a cool house to live in. I want to live here. I want to jump into my computer screen and live in this house. And the bathtub looks out onto the open area there, which is quite nice. And the amazing wardrobe, of course we had to put that in. Most definitely. I like the outdoor area as well, but I've just realized I ended up moving the TV. Which is interesting. So let's pretend that I would have more of a projector style outdoor area there. And there's the lovely studio that we're about to walk into as well. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will have another video up soon. I know there was a bit of a wait for this build, but hopefully going to have some more out in a little while. Anyway, hope you're having a lovely morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you are, and I'll speak to you soon.